Yeah. Big Joe off the table.
Oh yeah, you take Da Chao out. You take Da Chao. Just 2Z is just too good with Da Chao. See what I did there?
Yeah. It's gonna put that one down on the Jeff Never. Please do this again.
But yeah, you can see like when someone plays a hero, it doesn't matter what hero it is. If they can play at a level where it's considered broken, like how 2Z played Da Chao, you have to ban it. You cannot give someone their broken hero, regardless if you have a counter to it. It doesn't matter. You have to take it away from them, and that's something that they need to do. They cannot give AG.Y Da Chao again, because you saw how well they played with Da Chao. You can tell they practiced hundreds of hours on that, because when I was at the Beijing International in 2018 with my team, we tried to practice playing Da Chao on our team because it's kind of a cheese way to win, and it's really hard to execute because everyone has to be on the same page. They have to know where you need to know where to drop the teleport, because you drop it too far, you drop it too close, then you're not going to get the damage off, you're not going to teleport back. So 2Z had such amazing placements of those teleport drops.
And so now game number 2, ban pick has begun, and very quickly we have a shift as AG.Y takes away one of the side laners of Dteam, and look at what we have already.
Yep, they have to ban it away, because one thing about her too, and we didn't mention it, but the bridge that she drops, the walls or bridge, right? It actually silences an opponent for 0.5 seconds. And if you stay in the placing position, you can be continuously silenced, which is a huge win condition for this support here. And that's why they have to take her off.
Now, Dteam did lose game number 1, which means they have side selection for 2. They opt to go for red side and see what they can have.
Oh, the respect bans.
Marco Polo.
This is one thing I love about high tier teams. Their drafts completely change, and they throw off their opponents, which result in them having changing their entire draft strategy. They don't stick to the same A, B, C, D kind of bans that they're used to, because when they switch up the ban like this, it completely changes the draft in terms of the picks. So what this means is the draft has to be thought more carefully. I think Dteam did not think as hard about the draft versus AG.Y, and that's why AG.Y picked like Gunsun and Da Chao and so on. And I love to see how AG.Y is now picking all the heroes that you saw Dteam prioritize.
But look at what you have. Now the Pangu gets picked up, and you had a lack of Xi'an. Now Xi'an gets picked up by Dteam and Yoko as well. So they're doing some side swaps, and look, it's a Lubu hover.
Yeah, they took away Pangu because Pangu was played really well by Xi'an, and now Xi'an is probably going to play Yoko here. But we saw how good AG.Y was on Yoko as well in terms of 1C there. So 1C will probably play that Pangu, and then we have Lubu picked up, which is Malik from Arena Valor. And he is one of a very flexible support that can be used in side lane or support, and in any composition. He'd be flexed very well.
Now, Dteam did play Lubu in both of their matches versus M8, and the locks of the next sets come in.
Yeah, they take away Shiji's Gongsun or Umbrella Girl there. The other options that they have here, they go to ban away Chun-An's Chang'e there, Rabbit Maid. So really nice. I love how they're completely target banning each other. They're showing a lot of respect to their opponent team here. In terms of the ADC and Marksman, they have Marco Polo's gone, Umbrella Girl's already picked, Lady Sun is another pick, which is Violet and Arena Valor. They can play that. And Sun Bin is actually a really interesting pick there, because they need to pick a mage that's high damage. High magic output works so well, because you know Sun Bin's ultimate or Alice's ultimate AoB decreases the magic defenses of their opponents, like it gets caught in it. And it's a huge silence as well.
Yep, and it does look like they take Kai off the table as well by AG.Y, and now the third ban comes out for Dteam.
And one last thing, don't forget, remember the Malik Alice ultimate, the Malice ultimate? That is what Lubu and Sun Bin have together. They have a great ultimate that works very well together. And that, wow, they're gonna go ahead and take away, I believe that is Dao Chan from Arena of Valor, and that is the Ice and Snow Princess, or Wang Zhao, the Ice and Snow Princess. So that's Dao Chan. They're going to ban the mage because I think she works really well with Sun Bin, because when she ults in Honor of King, she can move her ult. She can move in her ult. And that's what makes her so powerful. And why we don't see Dao Chan being played AoE as much, and we see Wang Zhao being played here. Cao Cao is going to be banned. That's Lubu in Arena Valor. He's a great side laner, very flexible, has a lot of knockups and a lot of sustain. Oh, Li Bin is going to be picked up here. He is one of the very oppressive warriors, or Li Xin, I believe. Yeah, Li Xin. Yeah, battle for the world is his tagline.
Game number 1, D-Team bans away Guan Yu to get it out of the hands of AG.Y.
Okay.
And it's still there now, so Guan Yu comes out, and 2Z picks the final pick.
Yeah, they're gonna play Chung Mengshi again. He has a lot of explosive. He's called Blasting Cat, so a lot of his explosive AoEs. It's gonna work very, very well there with the displacement from Guan Yu. You also have Sunbin's ultimate. You also have Lubu's ultimate. And look, they're gonna go ahead and pick up the Fire Dancer, or aka Rads in Arena of Valor. We know how bursty they are, and she goes really well with Gong Sun or Umbrella Girl because they both love to engage, and if they can have nice engages and follow-ups, along with Yoko, right? And also Li Xin, who has a lot of burst and can take a lot of damage. He has a huge Power Awakening Power Slam abilities that does a lot of AoE damage and does quite significant CC as well. They have a solid combo, and then one thing that's scary is Dunshan or Fandy on Dunshan, this mountain hero. Watch his shield. If he puts his shield up, he can knock someone over behind him, turn the shield on, and then trap them, because when they touch his shield or he moves into them, it pushes them back. It bounces them back towards the opposite direction they want to go. All
right, Sweet J, you said D-Team had the advantage in game number 1, but they ended up losing. Who has it here in game 2?
Yeah, I think in game 2 it's going to be D-Team. I think D-Team has the better draft here. They have high engage. They have a composition that works really well, and I think they have a better support, which is Dunshan on Fandi.
All right, well, AG.Y is up 1-0 over D-Team, and a win here could put them in the grand finals, but D-Team has blood onto their mind, and they want to send this to a game number 3.
Yeah, they definitely want to send it to game number 3. You can see Chung on Chung Mengshi there. Huge AoE drops, the balls and the fires there. So much wave clear. And 2Z, so to support him, but look, he's getting low.
Xi'an takes a little bit of damage. The flip coming out from the Dunshan. It's not going to be enough to do anything too crazy, though.
One thing Dunshan can do is he can actually revive, or not revive, but heal the towers, also heal underneath the tower as well. Which makes him great to just poke and harass you, because he can just go to the tower and just give himself HP.
Slower game, of course.
Xi'an is not playing. Oh, wow. Xi'an is playing side lane and not ADC this time. That's very interesting.
Switching things up as 2Z and Xi'an are now hanging out in the mid lane, clearing waves, as it looks like a little healing moment here for Fandi. If you see him hanging out around the tower, he's not DC'd, he's just cosplaying a tower for a little bit.
Yeah, they don't have an ADC, so AG.Y is very interesting. They have to basically win the early game and not allow Gong Sun to get to the late game there, because they need to also combo very heavily. They need to be able to CC and chain stun against D-Team. So this is going to be a very interesting thing to watch, how AG.Y is going to combo as in team fights here.
D-Team tries to see if they can get a little bit of extra damage. 3-man gank to the mid lane, but it won't be anything, as Xi'an and 1C will be able to help them out early. As you can see, some damages coming out from the other side. Cuckoo yet again hanging out and playing something with that Fire Dancer.
Yeah, Fire Dancer is going to be so bursty, especially in the late game when they build Book of Holies and everything. You saw how powerful Yusa was on her actually in day 1, doing so much damage, and MVP in both games, I believe, because of how well he played the Fire Dancing Mage.
D-Team, very successful endeavor to catch AG.Y off guard. They do secure the first Tyrant of the game.
Yeah, and this is D-Team in their element, John. You saw them in day 1. They just controlled the river, they controlled all the objectives, and they're rotating very well. They're the ones putting pressure on to AG.Y. So this is why I think D-Team is probably going to get this game, and they're already ahead by a good amount of gold, and it's only been 2:30, and they're going to try to get a tower within the 4-minute mark. And if they do that, they're playing to their element. They're playing really well.
Well, they have resources available, as D-Team starting off in a little bit of a stronger suit that they did in game number 1. You can see Fandi kind of rotating towards that top side with a 2v2 situation. Members of AG.Y do decide to back off, though, as it is a much slower early game. They want their farm, they need their resources before they decide to fight.
Yeah, they definitely need their resources here. They're going to get ready. Again, it's that 4-minute mark. They're going to try to do a 4-1 rotation that we know D-Team is well known for, and they're trying to put pressure on one part of the map.
It looks like now we're already going to be able to see a 4v4 fight. Fandi gets caught out in the middle, and first blood as the Blasted Cat is able to pick that one up. D-Team tries to see if he can do some damage, but that's all that AG.Y needed. Quick kill and a back off.
What a beautiful combo. You saw all the ultimates being used there by Az there, getting basically Dunshan or 2Z. Fandy was locked down, sorry. Fandy was locked down. He just stood there and died, and then the Xi'an was able to come in and return the trade, which means that it was an even trade for both teams.
1C and Cuckoo are going to swap a little bit of blows, but nothing too worried, as that first kill did go into the pockets of Xi'an. Struggled a little bit early, but now AG.Y wants to see if they can get a little bit more blood. Thankfully, Cuckoo has the positioning to try to see if they can back off, but D-Team, they've got 2 more members going in, and there it is. Fondy tries to get the knockup. He flips A's a little bit around. Xiaomu goes over, but thankfully, he's able to pop the ultimate and get away safely.
Yeah, and look at how big that AoE ultimate is. That is why Lu Bu is so popular in the meta. He's so flexible. That huge ultimate can turn around a team fight, and you combine it with Sunbin's ultimate, and then you have the displacement from Guan Yu, and then all the AoE damage from the grenades that Chang'an can throw on Chung Mun-chi here, and then also Pangu with the AoE damage that he can bring. That's going to be a devastating combo.
Shelma's going to do a little bit of damage over to Shiji, but 1C says, hello, I'm here, back off. This is my teammate. I don't want you to have a piece of it.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting. It's already almost 5 minutes, and no tower has been taken by D-Team, so they're kind of not playing in their element right now, and AG.Y is doing a really good job slowing down their lead, because look at that, you can see they're 2k gold ahead, but no towers have been taken, so really good job by AG.Y turtling and not allowing them to take that first tower, which opens up a lot of jungle invades.
4 members are on the top side of the map. It looks like D-Team wants to see if they can get a 4-man push in onto this, but every other member of the AG.Y is waiting. You can see the Pangu has get very, very low, but he's not able to get taken out. You can also see Xiaomu. They're going to be dueling across the Pangu versus the Yoko. They decide to end up backing off. They're not able to get the tower. Great movement back.
But I love what D-Team did. They had the pressure on the top, and then they had a 2-man invasion of jungle, taking away the jungle, and then you see Xiaoma take the Tyrant as well, so really solid macro game, and finally they take the top turret.
The burst damage of that Lee Bin certainly was able to crush the Tyrant down pretty quickly, as now he's going to try to see if he can get a little bit of counter jungling happen. All 5 members.
Yeah, and he's taking the farm. He's taking the farm again. They're invading jungle now. Really good job by D-Team.
This is the D-Team that we have been used to seeing.
Yep.
As it is a little bit slower, but much more methodical in their play. AG.Y, though, making sure that the losses aren't crazy, but the farming prowess of D-Team is showing right now, as they've got almost a 3,000 gold lead at just the 6-minute mark. Yusei wants to try to see if he can get some damage, but it's not going to be enough just yet.
Yeah, another turret is taken. Look at that. Exactly what I talked about before. ADC takes the top lane, then rotates and swap lanes and takes the bottom tier 1, opens up both jungles, and that's why I knew D-Team was going to win this game, definitely in the early game, because a Lu Bu or aka Malik in Valor, you know his weakness is against range. So you have a Lu Bu against a Gunsun Umbrella Girl, range ADC, he's not going to be able to fight against her because of that range and how he can't fight against range.
And now the rotation's going to come down as AG.Y finds himself caught out a little bit. 2Z doesn't have a teleport. They both have to flicker over the wall to try to make something happen, but now D-Team was able to pick up a kill there onto 2Z. And they're going to try to back off and collect their wins.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Xiaoma is across the map, and because of that fight there, because of that pressure from D-Team, he's able to take another tower. Again, their rotation and objective control is so good. D-Team is shining right now in their element.
It's the perfect magician hands. I show you my cards in one hand, and my left hand is doing something different. That left hand is the Lee Bin being played, of course, by Xiaoma, and has done a fantastic job. Yet again, another tower falls. 5 advantage for D-Team.
That was so close. You say almost right. He does fall by the nice little long-range attack there from Sunbin or 2Z. That was huge. They needed to get a kill there to get the gold bounties.
They'll be able to take that, but they do lose another turret in the process as they extend their gold lead now to 5,000. 13 seconds until the Overlord is able to spawn. 40 seconds until the Tyrant, but it is still a lead advantage in the macro for D-Team.
Yeah, and it's already 5 towers too. I mean, D-Team has complete map control as well, but you can see this is why AG.Y are rotating as 5-4-man. They have to, because they're looking to combo their abilities there, and Shiji is going to be the key to this team. How he engages with Guan Yu, how he gets the burst damage and the charge in there with the follow-up from Sunbin and Az there is going to be critical.
And they have a composition that needs resources. This is not a team comp that they were expecting to have down 6,000 gold this early. And with the lack of resources in their pockets, they're just not able to do anything in these 1v1 or 2v2 situations. So now, what do? They rotate as a unit. Xiaoma gets a little bit out.
You can see his ultimate there, gets him out of trouble.
He has it, but Bondi flickers in to try to get the flip. Cuckoo is there as well. The Pongu is able to fall.
He's
now
gone.
Axe is going to be dead as well. That's 2 members down. The Overlord is up, but more importantly, Dteam walks away with the win.
Yeah, that is why they picked Li Bin there. And look at that, so much more damage there. What a great way. 3 people used all of his abilities onto him, and Xiaoma was able to use Li Bin's ability to get out of, Li Shin's ability to get out of trouble and basically lure them into a trap and then turn the kills onto them.
75% HP taken away very quickly from the middle high ground turret as 2 members from the D team have now started the Overlord, and there is absolutely nothing AG.Y can do about it.
Yeah, nothing AG.Y can do. They're in big trouble around. They have no idea how to respond. The ADC is getting fed. You can see 6.7k to Pongu, the enemy jungler, at 4k. That is not good. What they need to do is they need to put all of the farm onto Xi'an, their mage, because that is the damage dealer now for the side of AG.Y, and that's something that they have to be careful. If they can't get onto Cuckoo again, this is going to be really tough for them to win these fights, because Cuckoo is pretty fed along with Li Shin. Li Shin is going to be able to absorb and take so much damage, so if they try to focus him, they're going to spend too much time using their abilities, and he's going to have a lot to distract.
But look at the
AG.Y.
precise timing of D-Team. This is something that we applauded them for in the group stage, is they are exactly where they need to be when things are spawned. 10-minute mark is reached, which means the Dark Tyrant is available. Multiple members are on that bottom side of the map. Now that the Vanguards are coming down as well, they want to see if they can do some extra damage. A 4-1 split of Xiaoma on the split push is making sure to show as much pressure as they can. A rotation across the board. They're going to try to have something, but now the turret goes down, and a high ground is a struggle here.
Yeah, definitely a huge struggle here. And there's no response. AG.Y just cannot respond to the pressure coming from D-Team. And Xiaoma is doing a really good job on Li Shin here.
Xi'an tries to see if he can have something out. The Vanguard is doing lots of damage onto the tower, but now it looks like it's decided to want to engage. Axe tries to go in. Lubu is able to take down one. That's there. You've got Bondi that's going to have to be forced to go back. Xiaoma is there. Shi is able to have it on the Guan Yu. Xiaoma is barely left alive. A blink comes out for Cuckoo, but the Guan Yu does a great job to allow the Mongo to pick up the kill, and AG.Y hold on.
That was huge play of them, getting used to caught out there, getting the kill, but Xi'an was the MVP of that fight there, coming at the right moment with Guan Yu's charges, displacing them, and then lasting in that last fight, using his ultimate to escape from Xiaomo and then getting the kill onto Cuckoo there. Very, very nice plays by Xi'an there. He is going to be the key to his team's win condition.
AG.Y, now that they have this advantage, decide that they want to go for their first neutral objective of the day, and it's going to be the Dark Tyrant. Bonnie tries to see if he can get a flip up. All they have to do is stall out for the other members of D-Team to join. Xiaoma is off onto the side. Xiaomu is a little bit low, but it doesn't matter because Bondi ends up falling. One seed falls as well, so now it's a 1-for-1 trade, but more importantly, the Dark Tyrant does not go in the hands of AG.Y.
Yeah, that was huge there. They were with the trade, but it was a good trade for AG.Y, but they're going to lose the Dark Tyrant, unfortunately, and they needed that to get back. The Tyrant's revenge literally gives them the ability to get revenge and get back into the game, and now they have to avoid team fights. Unless they can catch someone out, they cannot fight a full 4-on-4 or 5-vs-5 against D-Team because they have that team-wide buff.
They've been able to continue to keep these scuffles at least even. 5-5 is the scoreline when it comes to kills. But again, it's that macro play. 4 dragons and 6 towers have fallen in favor of D-Team. This is that precise, the precise method that we have seen.
The clock is timing for D-Team though, because they do have that 9,000 gold lead, and they have a lot more items, so they need to pressure their advantage here and try to end the game soon. Otherwise, level and item parity is going to be reached by AG.Y, which might give them a chance to come back. But then again, D-Team has more damage on their side. They have Yuso and Cuckoo, who can do a lot of damage there, and that's something that AG.Y is so behind right now in terms of how they're able to counter against D-Team's competition.
Well, now Bondi decides to throw up to see the shield, and they want to try to engage to defend the high ground tower, but it doesn't matter because the Yoko ends up taking that one out. Now, what do they have? It is a high ground tower down on the middle, so they rotate over to the top side of the map. There's a siege minion that tries to get damage, only about 33 damage taken total but they still keep themselves ahead. 5 seconds until the Overlord is up.
Yeah, the key again is going to be that combo from Sunbin to Z and Az there. They got to get that combo there. The nice, silent, slow, use the Lubu ultimate from Az, get knockout from the entire team, follow up with Guan Yu and Pangu's AoE burst damage charging in.
And the AG.Y recognizes that they just can't have these full 5v5 fights right yet. They're down almost 10,000 gold, so they allow the Overlord to go uncontested. Thankfully, Xi'an has the mobility of Guan Yu hanging out on his horse, but can he outrun 3 members of Dteam? He uses the ultimate, he does indeed, and a successful escape for him.
Yeah, definitely a successful escape here. That's going to be key. I'm waiting for him to get a nice charge on the entire team of Dteam. If he can do that, they can win the fight. But Dteam is positioning themselves really well and watching for the flank positioning of Shiji's Guan Yu here.
Xi'an doing yet again a solid effort of the 4-1 split. You can see that they're trying to see if they can push themselves in to try to have some sort of rotation. They do. 5 members now rotate over to the top side of the map. You can see the ultimate coming out from Az.
Axe mix.
Not going to be able to hit anybody, unfortunately. Xi'an takes a little bit of damage, but all the while, AG.Y misses their moment of engage.
Yeah, the good news is, even though he missed the ultimate, the good news is they did not give me objectives, but still, you should not use the Lubu ultimate like that because it's so telegraphable. It's telegraphed in advance, and the enemy team can just avoid it. You need to wait for Sunbin's ultimate. You need other CC, and then you follow with the Lubu ultimate. So I feel like if AG.Y can do that and land that ultimate from Az, then they have a fighting chance to get back in this game. Otherwise, they're going to continue to lose their lead.
Vanguard on the bottom side of the map means that they can try to see if they have any opportunity to do damage to the bottom high ground turret. There's also a Vanguard taking down the core, but it's not going to be enough. The Lubu ultimate misses again, but a lot of damage goes down onto Yusei. He's going to be in a rough spot. He sees the umbrella, so he's have to be forced to back off a little bit more. AG.Y yet again hold on without losing anything.
That was crazy how no one was able to fall there. And Az, he missed his ultimate and got caught, and he still survived because Sergi was able to get in there and save him.
Health bars were so low, though, that Yoku and Xi'an were able to secure themselves another high ground turret. Yeah. It is slow and steady, but that is what is winning the race for Dteam.
Yeah, I love how good both these teams are. You can tell when they can juggle Arla and get away with a sliver there, they know the full exact limits of their hero, but also all the items and levels of the enemy team, because you need to understand how much damage is being outputted by your opponents there to be able to understand when to juggle, aggro, and escape, and when to engage.
But Dteam is taking the lessons that they learned in game number 1 and has ascended so high. You have only 10 kills in about 16 minutes of gameplay, which means that Dteam cares so much more about the neutral objectives. They are willing to stall out and not take fights, and as a result, it shows how far of a lead they have right now.
Yeah, definitely a huge lead, and they're going to continue to take these objectives. Now they need to get the last high ground tower, which is going to open up a lot of lane pressure from all 3 lanes once they get that last high ground tower there and give them those super minions. And then they can hopefully end the game here, because AG.Y honestly is doing such a good job with defense. Again, they have to land Az's ultimate, and Az should not be ulting without CC and support from his team.
But see,
CC and support
I'm going to challenge you on this one. I don't think that they're actually defending as much as they want, because anything that Dteam wants to do, they do it at their own demise. You see Lubu tries to go in. It's going to be the Guan Yu that has it. Lubu's able to pick up that kill, so that's the moment that you were looking for. I'm going to have to put my foot in my mouth, because AG.Y is able to hold on to the defense. They are able to get a triple kill, and Dteam isn't able to do a thing.
That was huge. You saw the follow-up. You saw Pangu. You saw Sunmin's ultimate. Then Az follows up with his ultimate, lands it on 3 people, gets the knockup on Cuckoo, and they kill Cuckoo, they kill Fendi, then Xi'an. That's exactly how they play it. And as soon as they execute that and they land as ultimate, they win that fight.
And with 17 minutes into the game, death timers are enough for them to finally be able to get themselves some turrets. Tier 1 goes down into the mid lane, and now they're going to push themselves up and get Tier 2. Xiaomu's going to try to see if he can clear out the waves. He does. Overlord is up, but also are the members of Dteam.
They got to take it. They have to take it now, because they need to rush it, and Dteam knows they're going to come and try to contest as soon as possible. Look at the amount of damage coming from Xi'an. Can they do it in time?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No, Dteam is still there. You can
the ultimate comes out from 2Z.
Oh, they want to try to see if they can have it. Overlord goes down. They immediately back off. Success for AG.Y.
Yeah, 2Z did such a good job. He scared the heck out of Dteam, blasting Sunbin's ultimate right there in the bush. So that way Dteam was like, wait, we gotta back up, because if we get ulted by Az and the whole team follows up, we're gonna lose this fight. And that was a beautiful and smart IQ play by 2Z there. Again, coming in for his team clutch when they need it.
Still have to put things in perspective, though.
Oh!
D-Team has a huge advantage. Yusei has done a lot for this game thus far. The Vanguards are in favor of AG.Y, but they still are losing 2 high ground turrets, and very little HP is left on the remaining. If that goes down, difficult situations will occur.
Definitely, but you can see the level parity is there.
Yep.
The item parity is pretty much there as well, and it's going to come down to team fight execution.
Look at that sliver of health left on that remaining high ground turret.
If Az can land his ultimate, AG.Y can win the fight. If he whiffs it, they're going to lose the fight. So that's going to be critical here. How they can do this.
Cuckoo tries to get damage. Good. He's able to do just that. Super minions are deployed now on the top side. D-Team, all they have to do is slow things out and allow the minions to have it, but AG.Y says it's time to attack. Pongu goes immediately down. You've got the Lubu that tries to see if he can lock everybody down. He's able to do it, but D-Team, they've just got too much of an advantage right yet. AG.Y is able to get their health bars back up a little bit, so now they try to go onto it. The Lubu takes down the Donshan.
Oh man, that ultimate by Sunman, that's slow there. Really good job. But D-Team had the advantage. Axe didn't use his ultimate, then he used it the right time. He lands it, turns around that fight in their favor, and is able to hold off to live another day.
They do crawl themselves back a little bit, but AG.Y now is sitting without a single high ground turret, which means super minions will be in all 3 lanes. The Vanguard buff is down, which means that they're not going to be able to have it. D-Team, all they have to do is push up these wave and attack is 1.
Exactly, and they can split push. They can split push with the super minions, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on all sides of the map here, and they have to try to get a pick. So D-Team can play this very strategically here. They don't want to go head-on-head here against AG.Y, because AG.Y has such good combos. But 1C, you're caught up. Be careful.
1C takes a little bit of damage, but thankfully does have the help of his teammates to prove himself a little bit further. 13 seconds left remaining on the Dark Tyrant.
2Z has been on point with Sunbin's ultimates there.
But now,
so good.
Because they're forced to sit and clear waves in their base, there's not much that AG.Y can do to deny this Dark Tyrant that the members of D-Team want.
And they're going to take it, because that's going to give them a huge advantage. You definitely don't want to give the team that is behind the Dark Tyrant, so team that's ahead, that's going to take it, and it's going to secure that they don't give any type of advantages or additional buffs or benefits to the team that they want to beat.
Tyrant buff is now very comfortably in the hands of D-Team. It is a quick team fight that could secure their victory and force us into a game number 3. But AG.Y, they've slowly been crawling back into this. They need to be able to stack up these ultimates here of the Pongu and the Lubu.
All they need is Sunbin and Lubu ultimate together, and then follow with Shurji and Pongu's AoE damage along with Chun-On.
This could be it though. Az takes a lot of damage. Thankfully, he's able to get onto the heel, but it looks like they just want to push up. Are they going to be able to focus down the core? No, they're not going to be able to have to do it. AG.Y says it's time to fight. Wanju's able to take Donshan down. Xiaomu has a sliver of health left remaining, but he ends up falling down to the Gong Sun. Pongu's able to pick out something. That's a successful opportunity for them, but it doesn't matter. Blasting Cat's able to pick up 1. AG.Y hold on to the fight.
That was crazy, the amount of AoE and burst damage coming down there, and I felt like D-Team made a mistake by trying to hit the core. They should have focused, actually, the AG.Y and take them on. Because AG.Y was able to land so much AoE damage, you saw all of the red and blue numbers popping, all the damage coming out in that fight there. That was insane. And you saw Az was able to land his ultimate, and all of the CC and AoE hit D-Team, and that's how they were able to win that fight there. Wow, what an amazing play. This is huge.
AG.Y hold on a little bit longer. The Overlord buff is going to help them against the Super Minions yet again, but it's just going to come down to the slow efforts. Chun-On needs to be staying alive in these fights. The fact that the Blasting Cat is dying so early is hugely detrimental to their success.
Yeah, hugely detrimental indeed. But they're pretty much full build. You can see the burst damage coming from AG.Y, but again, I'm telling you, D-Team, they have more damage. They just need to focus that damage onto AG.Y. You saw how fast Az is pretty tanky on Lubu. You saw how fast his health bar just depleted when they focused him. So all D-Team needs to do is once they catch someone out, they need to secure that kill, and they can win the game there by doing that. But the way that AG.Y is playing defense and juggling aggro, they're doing such a good job.
D-Team, for the first time in the game, don't feel like they're actually in control. They've got every advantage that the statistics can possibly show, but the heart and the soul of AG.Y and these teammates are keeping things through. Xi'an says, oh, they want to have it. There's going to be a little bit of the knockup. They're able to take down Fondy.
Oh!
Tries to get onto the flip or something, but now
the
look,
shield.
AG.Y has it. You've got Xi'an trying to come onto something. A great kiting. Xi'an is finally staying alive. Cuckoo, the big damage threat. He does have the Guardian Angel, but he's going to have to be careful. He swaps over to his umbrella. They're able to do a little bit of the damage. Yusei is still left alive, but he gets caught out a little bit. Lots of damage. And Yoko ends up taking down the Pongu, but they're going to have to go on to this. Blasting Cat's able to pick up one, but they're now going to have to go on to the aggression because the members of Dteam are backing off.
That was an amazing play there. Again, Fondy did such a good job knocking out Az behind him and turning his shield and trapping him against the wall. And he was just stuck, and all the damage hit Az, but he still was so tanky he didn't fall. And then you saw how Cuckoo was dancing around the fight, so low health, getting the kill onto 1C. 1C then revives from Guardian Angel, gets the kill onto Cuckoo. Cuckoo revives from his Guardian Angel and gets the kill back onto 1C. That was such a crazy back and forth fight.
I will say this is a moment to bring up something that you talked about at the end of the band pick phase as well, Suijay, in the sense of all of these fights are going so well from the pure crowd control standpoint of AG.Y, but because they don't have an AD carry on their team, they're not able to really rotate around micro rotations inside these fights to lock down the high damage DPSs of Dream Team.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why 1C was kind of alone in there, diving onto Cuckoo on the back line. Although he's able to get the kill into Cuckoo, unfortunately, Guardian's Angel was popped and Cuckoo survived. And if they can change that and AG.Y can dive with 1C and work together to get on the backline with Xi'an there, Xi'an and 1C need to work together. That is absolutely critical for them to work together because of the AoE and the burst damage that they both provide. If they don't do that, they're not going to be able to win the fight against Dteam.
Xi'an pushes the super minions on the top side of the map, which means that you're going to have to see WCG go for it. Therefore, Dteam has a quick opportunity to see if they can go for the Dark Tyrant. AG.Y.
1C is in the way.
They're waiting for it. Fondy's doing a really good job. Yusei is trying to poke in from the back. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to do anything to stop it. Yoko has it, almost gets stolen away, but it doesn't matter. AG.Y is going to have to suffer now in these team fights with the Dark Tyrant buff in the hands of Dteam.
Yeah, this might be our longest game now. It's 25 minutes. In game 2. It could not be closer. So much is on the line for Dteam because if they lose this jump, they're out. Single elimination. There's no way to come back. So Dteam, they have to win this. They cannot make a mistake. They had to lead the entire game, and now it's come down to team fight execution.
Dteam set a trail ablaze in the regional finals, taking down KSSC and securing themselves a spot here at WCG. The group stage, they did not drop a single match. Now finding themselves down 0-1 against AG.Y. They're going to have to find a way to close this out. They've had the advantage the entirety of the game, but AG.Y's team fights have certainly created an opportunity. Now is another chance for Dteam to potentially have it. Super minions are there.
This is their chance. Sunbin's ultimate's down.
It's
Dteam got to do something.
A line of scrimmage. GG, the members of AG.Y are not going to engage onto this unless Dteam does something. There is no reason for them to over-aggress, and the patient plays will reward them if they are careful.
Yeah, that was so interesting. I think Dteam should have engaged there because Sunbin used the ultimate and it was down.
Well, it looks like they do finally decide that they want to engage a little bit. You've got a fight happening across the board. GG tries to have something. The Lubu ultimate comes, but there's the Guan Yu that comes in. Lubu's takedown to Xi'an. That's going to be the support that is falling. You've now got Xi'an that tries to have something. It looks like he's going to be able to fall as well.
Wow.
Godlike goes Blasting Cat as yet again AG.Y keep their base alive.
And where is the support there? Fandy did such a good job engaging onto Az, but again, he then fell and gets CC'd. And where's the rest of the team following up to help him? And that's something that Dteam's got to be careful about. Yusei, he's down. He's getting low.
Yusei gets caught out a little bit, but he's able to take down the Pongu.
Oh my
goodness. Still left alive. Xiaomu's able to take it. The Guardian Angel means that Xi'an is going to have something. Lubu has to have it. Legendary goes the Blasting Cat. So Dteam, they get the jump, but they're not able to do it against Dteam.
Yeah, and look at that. The lanes are pushing, but what a play by Yusa there. Doing so much work, getting the kill into 1C before he falls in a 1 versus 3. Then Xiaomu comes, try to help out, but isn't there in time. Wow, these fights could not be closer. Back and forth, back and forth. But one thing that Dteam needs to realize, if Sunbin uses his ultimate, if Tuzi uses that ultimate and whiffs it, they have to commit and they have to go hard. Because without that ultimate, it is a huge, huge lack of ultimate there that could help turn the tide for AG.Y. And they need to capitalize on it once Sunbin does not have it up.
And now for the first time, it doesn't look like there is actually a fight inside AG.Y's base. Instead, that fight is going to be around the Overlord. They don't want to give this one up because 3 lanes of Super Minions and Vanguards are going to create all the difficulty for AG.Y's defenses.
Yeah, this is so insane here. I'm surprised that Dteam is not split pushing as much. They can split push top and bottom there and force the AG.Y to respawn and commit uneven resources to top or bottom and then try to push basically the opposite lanes that they have the numbers advantage and then try to cheese and win with a lane push there, but that is a little risky. So they're going to try to look for an opportunity for one team to make a mistake. That is the key here. Whoever makes the mistake and the team that capitalizes on that mistake is going to be the team that's going to get ahead. But if they take Overlord here, it's over. It's over for AG.Y. Once they have Overlord and they have the Vanguard, that is GG. So AG.Y, they have to contest this. They have to.
But look at the split push that you were talking about. Now it's not just a 4-1, it's actually a 3-2. So you've got D-Team, they're posturing around the Overlord to have it. And now you've got 2 members of D-Team. They're going to be onto the side. Xi'an takes an immediate back off.
If Sure-G dies, that would have been game over. Because that wave was huge and pushing with 2 people pushing it.
But they hold on yet again.
Yeah.
It was up to a 13,000 gold deficit. It has now been whittled away to less than 2 as AG.Y are crawling back. Dark Tyrant yet again goes into the favor of D-Team. That's a little bit of the engage.
Oh, he misses the shield. He gets the shield.
He gets the shield, but it's not going to be enough. It forces the ultimate out of the Lubu to come onto the side. Now you've got the members of D-Team that are trying to go in out of the back. Xi'an joins the fight. He ults over the wall. Legendary goes Blasting Cat yet again. Cuckoo tries to kite, but it's not going to be enough just yet. A Guardian Angel gets popped. I think this is the opportunity for AG.Y. Cuckoo's ultimate is not able to do anything. The Guan Yu takes him down. The Xiao tries to have it. They're trying to go onto the back, but AG.Y tries to get it. You got 2Z. He comes up onto it. Xiaoma is just going to do anything and everything he can to stall them him out. Dies to the minions, there's not much he can do. Xiaoma has to have it. The super minions are going to try to help him, but the Lubu is able to take him out. Fondi does it as well. Now only 1 member's left alive. It's Xi'an versus the Yoko.
Look at this,
there's a lot of life still.
He's going to get it.
He's got the life still.
Wow, oh my goodness, that was insane. That I thought AG.Y had it.
Still got 2 players left alive, though.
Yeah, he does, but he has super minions. They do a lot of damage.
Super minions
are there. He's on the core. He's on the core, that's going to be it.
He's trying to have it. He wants to try to get the damage. Auto attack after auto attack. He gets done, and the core explodes. Game number 3 of the semifinals is on the way.
Man, that is the power of the mighty super minion. You saw the damage on Xi'an. On Xi'an, he just got 1 auto from the super minion and he died. If he did not die to that super minion, AG.Y would still be in this game. That is insane how powerful and how crazy the fights have been back in Ford. And it turns out to be in the advantage of D-Team. Very well played there. And it started with Fandi. That's why he's MVP. He had so many assists. He engaged and started that fight. He knocked up Axe, put the shield on, and locked him against the wall, and allowed his team to then engage. And then, boom, was a decisive team call from Fandi.
Yet again, we find ourselves where the winning team had to do a lot more than what they thought they did to secure that. AG.Y whittled a deficit in game number 1, but still came out victorious. D-Team did the exact same thing. Both of these games have gone to the severe late game, and it shows how much is on the line, but more importantly, how much energy they have in the Samsung Stadium. Yeah,
they have so much energy. And that was a close call for D-Team. They're normally the team that's fair on top. You can see AG.Y are playing their hearts out. And for them to just fall behind so much, they were down 10,000 gold at one point in the mid-game, down 5-6 towers, had all their high grounds down, and just won a couple of team fights and got right back in the game. That was amazing to watch how AG.Y was able to last that long and could have won this game, honestly. And you can see how close and even both these teams are in terms of skill level and team fighting. However, I have to give it to D-Team for the macro game.
The macro game certainly played out. It took a lot longer than I think that they wanted. But this begs the question, if there was an AD carry available on AG.Y, could they have closed that game out a lot sooner?
Yeah, I think maybe they could have played Lady Sun, which is Violet in Arena of Valor. I felt like the range and the poke that she provides would have been able to force D-Team to try to do some awkward engages. And then once they have a bad engage, you then use Sunbin, and then you use Az's Lubu ultimate. And then once they do that combo, they win almost every single fight when that combo was put off.
Well, game number 3 is now going to be on the way as we see D-Team securing themselves a Game 2 victory. And we're going to get an opportunity to look a little bit more in-depth at the victory that they were able to win. but more importantly, it was the prowess that they had in the early game. At 16 minutes, there were only 10 kills, 5-5 across the board, but more importantly, Dteam had all but 2 of the towers on the map.
Yeah, that was amazing. And they took all the early tyrants. They had complete river control. They were out-rotating AG.Y. They started to invade and steal jungle, top and bottom. Umbrella Girl did a really good job of rotating to top, getting tier 1, and then switch lanes. You see that happen every time in KPL. He then switch lanes and takes the bottom tier 1 tower, opens up the entire jungle on both sides, and that's when Dteam started to snowball AG.Y. So really smart plays there, and AG.Y needs to figure out how to respond to that early game aggression, and they're able to do it when they had Da Chao.
True.
But without Da Chao, without Big Joe, you can see AG.Y struggled a lot more.
So now what changes for both of these teams going forward? There is a 1 game standing between both of these teams in the finals. They have both proven that they deserve to be there, but what's the deciding factor? I
think put ADCs on AG.Y, like you said. I think that's going to be really smart because we saw them in game 1. They performed really well and they had Gong Sun or Umbrella Girl. Deny Marco Polo. Definitely don't give Marco Polo over to a Dteam because that's probably one of Cuckoo's best ADC and he loves to play it the most. And honestly, once you have the ADC, I think AG.Y has a chance to win this third game, but it's going to be an uphill battle. I think D-Team's going to win the series.
So the bans for game number 2, AG.Y banned the Omen equivalent Marco Polo, Kai, and Cao Cao. D-Team banned away Dao Chao, prayed his grandfather, as I like to call him.
Zhang Jia.
Rabbit Mage and Wang Chao. What changes? Is there a difference that you have on the bans now?
Yeah, I think that it was very interesting to not see Dun Shan leveraged as much as he should be leveraged in the early game. He's really good at defending invades, but I feel like Dun Shan could have made a lot more plays and trapped people against the wall and basically snowball even harder. He had a few good ones where he engaged, but he kept targeting Az. And Az has a nice escape. If Lubu's ultimate's up, he can just get away. And I feel like if Dun Shan... if Fandy was able to target one of the squishies, like the Mage or Pangu or something, it could have been different.
All right, well, now we get an opportunity to check out the replays yet again, this time from game number 2. And at the very beginning, it wasn't that many fights. You had a couple kills here, you had a couple kills there, but both teams, much like game number 1, did such a fantastic job at backing off the fights when they need. But as you
this
look
was crazy.
at this,
turn around right here. He used the ultimate to get out, heals up, and then look at the follow from Fandy, and then boom, Cuckoo shows up, and bam, they win that fight and turn it right around for them.
As each of these fights happening, of course, take a look at the gold differences. Dream Team, throughout all of the earlier stages of the game, had such a crazy high score. You can see 35 to 27K at just the 11-minute mark, but it was AG.Y that slowly continued to hold on. And every single one of these fights here inside their own home base, this is really what showed them some strength.
Yeah, and every time Fandy ultimates there, he can't move, he's stuck in position. They need to follow up, because every time he's there, the team just basically gets free poke on him. And look at that! Look at that ultimate, all that damage coming out. That was insane. That was just insane. And you can see there how AG.Y was able to stay in this game and get the kill back and turn this around in their favor and live to fight another day.
And again, it was back and forth. And D-Team, the decision that changed the game was when they decided to not do a 4-1 split over onto the Overlord and instead send 2 members down to the bot lane.
Yeah, and look at this engage here. You see Fandy's going to go in there and puts their wall up again and turn on the pressure, but AG.Y was able to focus all of their efforts on AoE damage. But in the end, the focus there onto D-Team was what helped them win the fight and come back. So many revives and Guardian Angels pops up. And you can see Xiao Mo, the MVP there, ending the king with that super minion.